Now let's start right out by saying what we all know to be a fact. Republicans are a bunch of liars, the whole lot of them. When Obama became president, winning huge majorities in both the House and Senate, Americans gave him a mandate to try to fix our broken healthcare system, along with stopping another Great Depression, getting our troops back home, a $1.4 trillion deficit, etc., etc. But I digress. It took Democrats over a year to pass Obamacare, and it was debated in 3 House committees, 2 Senate committees, and subject to hours of bipartisan debate that allowed for the introduction of amendments. In short, we got to see the bill, we were able to debate the bill, we knew what was going to cost us, and we knew what the benefits would be, because that's how it's supposed to work. Now, Republican lawmakers are doing everything possible to prevent the American public from having access to or even seeing their health care bill. Vox explains this well. Quote, "The legislation is being written by 13 Republican senators, all of them men, in secret. No one has seen a draft of it, no public hearings have happened, and none are scheduled. Republicans briefly considered banning cameras from the halls of the Senate so they couldn't be asked about the bill on television. Various Senate Republicans have condemned the process." In fact, not even the Health and Human Services Secretary knows what's in the bill. Watch Illinois Senator Dick Durbin ask him if he has seen the bill, because Republicans haven't provided any bill to any Democrat.
Have you or anyone in your department seen what the Senate Republicans are working on in terms of their version of Trump care?
I've had multiple conversations with senators who are interested in making certain that we have a health care system that works for patients. My staff has provided technical assistance. I haven't seen any legislative language.
You have not seen it? You haven't seen it either?
As I say, my staff has provided some technical assistance to individuals, but I haven't seen any legislative language.
Well, we haven't seen it either, and we're told that we're going to vote on it in a matter of days without a CBO score and without any revelation of what's included in that.
That's because at the end of the day, Republicans don't really care about the American people. The Republican solution to improving American health care is just as bad as herpes. I'm sorry, that wasn't fair. Herpes is actually more popular than the Republican Party. And Republicans have had to work extra hard to earn that kind of standing with the American public. They're hypocrites, liars, and they only do the bidding of their wealthy donors. Case in point, watch Paul Ryan get called out for his criticism of the 15-month process as being too fast. He said Democrats rushed Obamacare.
Wrote recently in an op-ed in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin Journal on July 18th, before members even had time to read the 1,000-page bill, it already has cleared 2 major House committees and is set to be fast-tracked through Congress in the days and weeks ahead. Those members of Congress who voted for this bill already in their committees did so without knowing what the legislation cost. Before it's too late, let's take a closer look. Now, Congressman, I know not only have you been in Congress for several terms, but you worked on the Hill for a couple of different senators. And you know this issue's been around for a long time. Are Republicans being genuine in their complaint that this is moving too quickly?
Well, yes. I don't think we should pass bills that we haven't read, that we don't know what they cost. I mean, I don't think that's being effusive.
And now Senate Republicans want it both ways. Let's be clear about what's happening right now. Senate Republicans go into a closed-door room and talk. They vote on their strategy. And here's exactly what they decided. They decided to force this huge bill to a vote that's going to lead to 1 million fewer jobs. Will throw 23 million people on the streets. Will lead to people paying higher premiums. Will cut taxes for the wealthy and quite literally lead to people dying. And so each individual Republican senator doesn't look like the hypocritical assholes they really are. They go out in public decrying the lack of transparency, saying they wish that the process was better, etc., etc., etc.
Do you know what the health care bill looks like? Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska asked reporters yesterday, quote, "Because I don't." Murkowski was not alone on the Republican side, including Senator Mike Lee of Utah, who is one of 13 members on the working group. Take a listen.
I haven't seen the bill, and it has become increasingly apparent in the last few days that even though we thought we were going to be in charge of writing a bill within this working group, it's not being written by us. It's apparently being written by a small handful of staffers for members of the Republican leadership in the Senate. So if you're frustrated by the lack of transparency in this process, I share your frustration. I share it wholeheartedly.
What about here in the Senate, this health care bill? Are you satisfied with the process that's being undertaken right now?
No. abortion.
Why not?
For the obvious reason that no one has been shared it. We used to complain like hell when the Democrats ran the Affordable Care Act. Now they're doing the same thing.
But when it's all done, they're going to vote for it. They're going to vote for it without knowing the CBO score. They're going to vote for it without having access to people seeing it or before they even read it. They want it both ways. Don't let them have it both ways. Hey, assholes, if you legitimately haven't read it and don't think it's right to vote on legislation that you don't even read, why are you going to vote for it? It's because you're liars and you really do not care about integrity or your civic duty to the American public. You're the people who always put party ahead of country, and you're going to pay the price for it. This is Daniel Goldman with Content.News, where we are always free to share the truth.